Hi, today's newspaper discussion. So I have a Hindu newspaper dated 19th March 2020. Okay, so here is the newspaper. 276 Indians infected with the coronavirus abroad, not in India, but Indians have got affected with the coronavirus abroad. So it is almost double what we have inside the Indian territory. It says that in India itself, we have already 162 people. So this is the fourth consecutive day we have front page news on the coronavirus. So that shows the importance of this virus in the world. Now next is Supreme Court anxious to avoid horse trading in Madhya Pradesh. This we have discussed yesterday about anti-defection and all. So horse trading means buying of MLAs by giving them cash, which is not legal, which is illegal. So they are thinking that it may happen in Madhya Pradesh. So that news is there. Then in Kerala news, every day the chief minister is meeting the press about the virus. That news is there. But as far as civil service is concerned, what is required is the concept, and that is available in the editorial. So today we have got a lot of editorials. There's the editorial which is talking about the Supreme Court verdict violates the minority rights. Then we have faith cannot override public health. That issue, that is also there. Cartoon is there that you can see. And what I'm going to discuss is which I told you yesterday itself. I'll discuss that nomination of the former Chief Justice of India Ranjan Gogoi into the Rajya Sabha. That has been delivered as two articles here. One is the eminent advocate of Supreme Court Prashant Bhushan. Then there's a Hindu's its own editorial. Now before going into this, I'll be discussing some of the basic concepts which is required to understand these two articles, and that is what you are seeing now. Yeah, so first of all, we understand what is this nominated members. Okay, nominated members are those members who are not elected in the parliament. There are two types of nomination. One is nomination in the Lok Sabha, the other one is nomination in Rajya Sabha. But Lok Sabha nomination had two Anglo-Indians. That has been eliminated. Now, as per the 104th Amendment Act, there is no nomination of Anglo-Indians in the Lok Sabha. So today we have only the Rajya Sabha nomination. So nomination, we have a total of 12 members will be nominated as per the Article 80 of the Constitution. Article 80 of the Constitution says that the President can nominate 12 members to Rajya Sabha. They will be representing, the person should have a special knowledge or practical experience in the field of art, science, literature and social science. So it is constitutionally valid that certain people will be nominated in the Rajya Sabha, those who are not elected directly by the people or indirectly by the people. So these people who cannot contest the election and win the election, but their expertise is required for the parliamentary functioning. That is why the constitution has given that certain people can be nominated. So this nomination is not a new thing. It has happening since the constitution was there, and we have seen Sachin Tendulkar nominated, even though he is coming from the sports. That was a valid. So we have seen a lot of celebrities coming into the Rajya Sabha as nominated by the president. All these are valid, but what is the most striking feature or a kind of problematic feature is the nomination of the former Chief Justice of India in the Rajya Sabha. Now, before going further, I will also explain what is separation of power. So separation of power is there in any democratic values, in democratic principles are there, or any democratic civilized society. We need a separation of power. So you have three organs in the democracy. You have three organs in the democracy. One is the legislature, okay, that is the parliament. Okay, then we have got executive, that is the president, prime minister, ministers, everybody come under the executive. Then we got a judiciary. So this three organ has to be separated from each other. They have to exclusively work. They should not be dependent on anybody else. So that is what is the separation of power. That is there in our constitution. So we are following separation of power. One body is not controlling another body. All these people are deriving their power independently from the constitution. So separation of power is an important concept, and that is there in the Indian constitution, and that is we have been having. Before going further in the concept of why there is a controversy of this person being nominated in the Rajya Sabha, and is the first person nominated in the Rajya Sabha? No, a lot of people have been there, okay, including Chief Justice have been nominated in the Rajya Sabha. Okay, some people have joined a political party also. So those presidents have been there, but have a quick look what are the cases he has had before being retired or when he was in office. So cases handled by Ranjan Gogoi, Ayodhya dispute. Ayodhya dispute, a landmark judgment in which the Ram Janmabhoomi and the Muslim Waqf board was there. So these people were involved in it. It was a highly emotional in the India between the two communities. In this, the Supreme Court has given verdict that the Ayodhya belongs to Ram Janmabhoomi or the Ram. Okay, so this case has pleased the ruling party because that was having a manifesto to construct the Ram temple in Ayodhya. Then Rafale investigation. In Rafale, there was the allegation of corruption that was sent to the Supreme Court. It was filed as a case. The Supreme Court said that there is no need for a case. That case was headed by him, in which they have given a clean chit to the government. Then validity of electoral bonds. See, electoral bonds is something which was origination of a lot of political corruption. We have seen funding of political parties through the electoral bonds. That was also went to the Supreme Court. This person, Ranjan Gogoi, has prioritized this to a particular judge. So that is also kind of controversial thing he has done. And moreover, the changes happened in the Kashmir. That is Article 370 cancellation or changing of Jammu Kashmir from a statehood to union territory. All these were challenged, so that was also headed by him. Okay, and more importantly, in spite of all this, he was also alleged that there was a complaint from a women's staff in his office that there is a sexual harassment he has done against that lady. This sexual harassment complaint was taken up by a committee of judges, and they have acquitted this Ranjan, and there is no police case against him. In this article, you can see that there are a lot of other consequences happened to that lady also. So these are the things which happened for this Ranjan Gogoi when he was in office. Now, further understanding this article, I want you to understand judicial independence. Separation of power we have seen. Judicial independence is very important for the healthy development of democracy, or you can say federalism, or you can say no people are protected by the constitution. So independency of judiciary is paramount in India. So in Lakshmikant, so I want you to refer Lakshmikant today. I don't want you to have an atlas with you. Please have Lakshmikant 6th edition. So in that you can refer this Supreme Court, and you can refer the judicial independence. Okay, and in the Lakshmikant itself you can refer in the Parliament section there will be a nomination of members in the Rajya Sabha. That also you have to refer today. Okay, so what is judicial independence? Judicial independence is the mode of appointment. The judges are appointed in the court by a president, but it is done only on the recommendation of a collegium, which is binding on the president. So appointment is transparent. Okay, it is done by the collegium. Okay, though some controversy there also. Security of tenure. The judges cannot be removed from their office. They hold office till the age of 65. If you want to remove them, you have to do an impeachment process in both the house of the parliament. That is also not easy. Then fixed service condition. Okay, that is almost same to that of security of tenure. Then expenses are charged upon Consolidated Fund of India. What do you mean by Consolidated Fund of India? It is all the money of the government of India from all the sources are kept there, and if it is known as charged upon expenditure, then this expenditure cannot be voted in the parliament, though they can be discussed. That means the salary of the judges of the Supreme Court, they are discussed in the parliament but not voted in the parliament. These salaries cannot be controlled or reduced by the parliament. Then the conduct of the judges when they are in office cannot be discussed. So certain independency we have kept, certain kind of safeguard we have kept for the judges. Okay, and after that you can see ban on practice after retirement. That means after they retire, they cannot be an advocate in any of the court inside the Indian territory. Okay, and more importantly, separation from the executive is also an important component of independence of the judiciary. Now these things are there. Now that this has become a controversial for this one appointment of or nomination of a judge in the Rajya Sabha. Before going further, I'll tell you what actually notification came from the Home Ministry. It says that in exercise of the power conferred by the subclause of Article 80 of the Constitution of India, read with clause 3 of that article, the President is pleased, underline that, pleased to nominate Sri Ranjan Gogoi in the Council of States means Rajya Sabha, to fill the vacancy. Now definitely the government has been pleased by all the judgment he has done, so it is kind of reward he is getting for the favoring the government, we can definitely say this. Okay, and the Gazette also says the same thing, so I have given a Gazette for that. So what is the Gazette? In the Gazette the same thing has been mentioned. Okay, now one more important thing is, can anybody, okay, from holding such a highest position, can can come down to this lowest position. This is what you have to see. There is something called order of precedence or a table of precedence, in which the speaker of the Lok Sabha is placed along with the Chief Justice of India in the 6th position, but the members of parliament will come only in the 21st position. So from 6th position he is coming down to the 21st position. Okay, so that means that is he is downgrading his own position. Okay, so what is in general? So what are we trying to say in general is that the government should have not offered this nomination to the former Chief Justice of India, Mr. Ranjan Gogoi. That is the first thing the government should have avoided because we have faith towards the judiciary. That is the last resort we go. Okay, whatever the problem in India, we'll say that I'll see you in the court. So we have a faith, even though there's certain elements of degradation. So that faith has been eroded. The government should not have offered him the nomination. Even if the government has offered this, the judge, Mr. Ranjan Gogoi should have not accepted it. He should have said that no, I will not do this, or I will not accept this. Okay, and then every time when you are saying, whenever the dispute comes, then the party will say that this was done there, this was done there, already it is done. So precedence cannot be the example. Precedence cannot be the example. You have to be an example for your own, setting the new example. So that is the general opinion. Then within the 4 months from the retirement, you are doing this. This is actually total absurd. You cannot do this. The judge cannot accept this within the just after the 4 months. And there's a lot of retirement benefits also he is getting. That is also charged upon the Consolidated Fund of India. So he should not have accepted. And what is he saying is, he's saying that we need a cohesion. Cohesion is kind of unity between the legislature and the judiciary. First of all, you understand he's no more in the judiciary. Okay, so there's no need for any unity. And we need separation of power. We no need any kind of unity between these people. We need separation. We need checks and balances. So his argument that we need a cohesion, a kind of unity between the legislature and judiciary, does not take into priority. Then most importantly, yesterday also we have seen this, but today also we have seeing this bit. What we need is a propriety. We need a propriety. That means a good behavior, good mannerism, and a conventionally accepted standard from this kind of people who are there in the public office. Now, coming back to the editorial here. So the upper house nomination, a fall of aloofness. Okay, this is by Mr. Prashant Bhushan. This is very important. You read this. Okay, I'll not go into this. I'll just explain that he's giving example like it has been done before. Also, he's talking about Mishra, who joined Congress, who has helped the Congress to come out of certain cases. Likewise, he is mentioning about certain people. So this you can read about it. I'll discuss this. So read with me. So I am reading this article. The article is competitive impropriety. Okay, retired judge should not accept a parliament seat list. It is seen as a political reward. So that is what the editorial is. The president nomination of former Chief Justice of India, Ranjan Gogoi, as a Rajya Sabha member, so on as retirement, is seen as a crass example. Underline the word. It's an example of regime rewarding the members of judiciary for meeting its expectation. That means what was government's expectation in these cases, and that was given by the judiciary, and then now they are rewarding the judge. Okay, so we can say it is meeting the expectation of the government during his tenure. It will be futile to argue that well-deserved recognition of the eminent jurist. You cannot say that he's an eminent jurist, so we need to give a recognition. No need for such a recognition, because we already know that he has been recognized as a Chief Justice of India. Okay, so we already know him, so no need for such recognition from him. Okay, and within the gap of 4 months between retirements and nomination, the fact that the series of decisions by his court was seen conformity with the present government's expectation. That is the whatever he has done, that was as per the expectation of the government. Okay. The second argument that there are instances of retired Chief Justice. Okay, yes, there were certain instances where the retired Chief Justice have been nominated in Rajya Sabha, but that cannot be accepted here. Okay, and there we need it is actually level of impropriety. That means it is against the normal common behavior or good behavior of the people who are in the public office. There is two mentions about this: Chief Justice of India Ranganath Mishra and Justice Bahrul Islam. These people are put as a president. That means it has happened before. Okay. In this, Justice Mishra Commission has acquitted the Congress from the 1984 anti-Sikh. So this is not the first time the government of India is doing this. This has been done by the Congress also. After the 1984 Sikh riots, the commission was set up. That commission has given a clean chit to the Congress government, and then he was nominated in Rajya Sabha. The party also helped Justice Islam move in both ways between the parliament and the judiciary. He quit the upper courts. Now this is something which is very serious happened. He was a member of upper house in 1972, and he later become the high court judge. Okay, so that is something very, very serious. The legislature again becoming a judge of a Supreme Court has happened in India. In 1984, he quit a Supreme Court and he contested the election in the ticket of Congress also. So all this, the collusion between the political party and the judiciary has happened in the previous era also, but that cannot be an example here. He should have not accepted it, and the government should have not offered it. Mr. Gogoi's appointment cannot be seen as a sought to project as ensuring cohesion. This is what something he said, that there should be a cohesion, a kind of unity between the judiciary and the legislature. First of all, as I said earlier, he no longer represents the judiciary, and his contribution will be limited to the expertise and the knowledge he can bring debates in the parliament. That is very, very limited. He cannot value add in this one. Any attempt to create cohesion between the two wings would necessarily encroach the judiciary's role. Okay, when you are bringing a unity of the parliament with that of judiciary, then it means encroaching the independency of the judiciary. And some of the cases he has delivered is Ayodhya case dispute, Rafale investigation, electoral bond. Okay, then read the last paragraph. Please read these two articles today itself. Any doubt you can call me. My name is Vijay Jagadeesh, and my number is 9995916183. So always welcome. And these PDFs are available in the Telegram channel. With the description is given. Okay, and so this last one is, as for the government making such an offer to a just retired Chief Justice of India is not mere a brazeness. It indicates an alarming intention to undermine judicial authority, so that elected executive is seen as all powerful. Okay, so this particular question will come in the ethics paper, GS 4. Propriety in the public office or probity in the public office is there in the ethics, so it is more or likely possible. You can otherwise also you can quote this as an example in the ethics paper, in the fourth paper. Okay, and in the prelims level, it can be asked as an article. What is Article 80? Or they can say this is the first time the Chief Justice of India has been appointed as a or nominated as a Rajya Sabha member. That is not true. Already this has happened. Okay, so any doubts in this, you can call me. Okay, or you can send a comment, and so we'll be thankful to help you further. Thank you very much. Bye bye.